Hi, welcome to Tim and Joel Call It in the Ring. You're deaf now. Enjoy the podcast with no ability to hear.
I had set that up. I didn't realize how friggin' loud it would be.
Yeah, baby, that's loudness wars. Everything's loud. You got to adjust.
I really have to.
It's okay. Spotify will take care of it for us.
Oh, I'm sorry for your ears, my friends.
Oh, Tim and Joel Call It in the Ring. Enjoy
Tim,
hearing damage. No liability. Liability. You signed the waiver when you went onto the YouTube page.
That's right. If you went nuts, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
We're just the harbingers of bringing crazy. Tim, how are you?
Good. Thought about dressing up as legally distinct Kratos, but too much work. Don't care.
Well, the good news is you can do that instead on Sunday, because our show on Sunday will be actually Halloween.
Oh, unlike all WWE programming. Okay.
That's
okay.
Right. We'll be louder and sexier. So if you thought that opening hurt your ears, we'll be even louder next time. Tim, a lot of things happened over the weekend. A lot of things happened Monday and Tuesday. The good news is we already talked about it, the weekend stuff. So now
all right.
We're already ahead of the game. We don't have to talk about the Charlotte and Becky stuff, because guess what?
We already did it. It's done.
We already
check
did
that
it.
box.
We don't have to talk about Dynamite from Saturday. You know why? Because we already did it.
We did already did it.
We got so far ahead of ourselves that we've got NXT, we've got Raw, and we've got an AEW Dynamite preview. We're going to do a lot, and it's going to be fun. And if it's not fun, then I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you, maybe you should toss a like on this video. Huh? Toss us a thumbs up. If you're here in the chat, welcome. We love having you. Come and join us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, we'd love to have you more. Leave us a comment if you're watching after the fact. And if you're not watching us live, I don't know what's stopping you. But if you're listening in the audio realm, guess what? If you leave us a 5-star review, that is super helpful. It gets us a little bit closer to getting into new friends and new fans' ears. And we love to have new friends to talk to all the time over at timandjoelpod.com. or on our Discord, where you can find a link in the video description below. It's free, so come and join us. Will you? Yes. And we are finally, Tim, over 200 subs on the channel.
Yay!
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Good stuff.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready? We're going to talk about NXT to start, pal.
That's okay. Working backwards. Makes sense.
Yes. Well, I mean, we always do. It's always more fun to talk about.
Most recent.
The good shows.
Yeah.
And that was a good show last night. So let's talk about NXT from last night. First of all, let's get right to it. Toxic Attraction, the Toxic Triumvirate.
Yeah.
They are the new NXT Women's Tag and Women's Champions, respectfully. What do you think?
Expect sloppy matches ahead.
I don't know about that. For 2 out of 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, I said it on Twitter. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, the whole match, the 3-way ladder match, was really just them standing on the outside and waiting for their moment to come in.
Oh, they threw some lazy kicks. There was that. All this match showed me was that Io Shirai is tremendous and everyone else needs to do work. That's all I took away from this match. Rest in peace, Zoe Stark's knee.
Oh my God, she did that flippy thing and just landed right on her knee and her ankle. It wasn't very good.
Nope. I assume she's hurt now. I don't see how you walk away from that not injured. It was bad.
Definitely strange, because I didn't know what happened next, because for some reason Persia Pirotta sells it.
Yeah, there was lots of that. There were a few spots like that in this match that was just like, nothing even hit you. What is going on?
At the end of the day, like, they got me. The match was fine. They picked it up towards the end, but man, there were some moments. There were definitely some moments.
I liked everything Io Shirai did.
Fair. Did you see that bump?
Yes, it was
off the ladder
and didn't destroy any part of her. She did a very good job.
She tucked and rolled. She did the car crash scene.
It was very good. Like, took it well. So
I do like that it was a callback too from last year's Halloween Havoc. That was some revenge from Indy via Candice.
Yeah, totally.
To Io Shirai. Very fun. I mean, listen, we don't go through beats of the match here, but there were a lot of good moments here. I don't like, Zoe Stark is probably injured. We'll find out what happens with Io next, because here she is in NXT and she's still, still building her legacy. We don't know if she'll stick around or she'll go up to the main roster. I don't think she's going to go up soon.
I don't either, but like, I don't know. She's just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone in that match, in my opinion. So,
yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we got to pour one out for Io Shirai's undefeated ladder match streak. Oh no.
It's okay.
Hey,
she had Zoe bringing her down. She can say, I don't like you. You ruined my streak.
Honestly, this is WWE's way of keeping people "quote unquote" strong while still having other people win the match. That's what a ladder match sometimes is for. It's what triple threats are for. I expected more out of Dolan and Jane in terms of action. There was one moment where Io went for, it was like a springboard moonsault, hit JC Jane, who was on a ladder, and Jane like flips out. It like has an oversell, which I was just laughing. And that's the moment where I said Shawn Michaels is definitely booking this match.
I mean, the whole, I don't know, just the two of them have some work to do. They'll get there. They got the look. They just need to work on the in-ring.
Sometimes when you give people the title, that means, hey, we expect a lot more out of you, and if you don't, then you're gone. Like, your titles are gone. So this is an opportunity for them. They gave it to Gigi and JC.
I mean, even when they won the match, she took down the one belt, and it's like, that's it. And I was like,
yes,
just please take the other belt down. Jesus, what are you doing?
You're being asked where your dad hat is, Tim.
I shaved my head. Look, crisp,
it's good, smooth,
fresh.
Get my haircut next week. It's wonderful. Before I go visit my family. So anyway, so we got through the match. We have new women's tag team champions, to absolutely no one's surprise.
Nope.
Again,
needed to happen anyway. Fine with me. No problem with it.
What did you think? Grayson Waller dressed up as a vampire?
This through thread of him and LA Knight. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
What I don't love is that they keep setting up feuds through Halloween Havoc, and it's like, this is not a good time to start things, because it's weird. Like when we kept just having the stupid zombie ref for like a month after Halloween last year. Like, this is not a show to start things. This is where you end some stuff. Like,
yeah, this is like their new takeover. It was a very strange expectation there to start something new. So the whole day, the story was LA Knight couldn't make it on time because his car was in disrepair. There was an issue with it, blah, blah, blah. So Grayson Waller comes out dressed as a vampire. And my favorite part, he's also hosting things in the back. My favorite part later on, when LA Knight actually comes out to the ring, is how Waller is standing in the ring being like, I have exclusive photos and videos up on my Twitter, on my Snapchat, it's on my TikTok. And I'm like, oh my God, they're turning him into the Miz.
Yeah.
He is the next Miz.
Oh,
he's gonna host a Diva Search. And honestly, he's fine to do it because he's got the look. I don't know about the wrestling, I don't care, but quite frankly, Grayson Waller as the host, it's not the end of the world to me. It was just very, very obvious this time around. And then came LA Knight. But actually, no, let's not talk about LA Knight. Let's talk about Joe Gacy coming out, cutting him off, and being all, I hate Halloween.
Yeah, sure.
But I love beating dudes down. So who does he beat up? Malik Blade.
Yeah, the guy who is around to get beaten up at the moment.
Remember Leon Ruff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing to Malik Blade now.
Yeah.
He's going to get that one shock victory, Malik Blade will. And then they're going to put him into some sort of storyline. And it's very frustrating. It's very, very cyclical.
Also, what this character can get over Joe Gacy's nothing. Whatever. I don't care.
He'll pin Harland in his first match.
Boring to me.
Harland will go for a forward roll. He'll not stick the forward roll. Malik Blade will kick him and get the 3 count because Harland can't get up off his back.
But there was nothing with him this week, was there?
Harland.
I missed
he was
something?
there.
He was there. He was just present.
Yeah, he got the cheek stroke and the do you see? Do you see?
I hate all of this so much. It is doing nothing for me.
Caleb is saying that Waller had nothing on Snapchat.
I'm not surprised. Like, they're just making shit up. At least, I don't know. Well, LA Knight had stuff on his Twitter for the I'm late, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sure, why not? So there we go. Joe Gacy wins another match. Malik Blade's going to eventually win a weird match that wasn't expected. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he attacked Blade. That's it. Harlan did.
Big pay-per-view feel random boring match.
Yeah. My favorite part, Odyssey Jones and Roderick Strong have a match, but not only do they have a match, they have the same match that they had on 205 Live. Same finish, just about, except this time Creed brothers were involved. It was fine. Roddy wins.
Yeah, it felt like it was just like Odyssey Jones in the ring swatting at flies, and then he loses, and it was like, okay, the Diamond Mine isn't doing much for me either. Like,
yeah, who was? I think it was our friend Cher who was on the other week who said the idea of cycling out the Diamond Mine members, having them go up to main roster as they kind of like succeed or graduate up to the main roster. I like that idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, they're not going to do that because it's a good idea and they don't do those. But
yeah, shout out to Malcolm Bivens who did in fact say your ass ain't under 205 pounds. Like, well,
it's fair.
It's time for the 305 Live title is what it is.
Yeah, bring back Velocity, I guess.
Yep. So let's get to Raquel Gonzalez, Mandy Rose. They do spin the wheel, make a deal, and it's a trick or treat fight. Give them the toys because just like we saw the last time, we had to put who was it?
B-Fab and
B-Fab, yeah, I was trying to remember Elektra's name, Elektra Lopez. So they had to give them some toys to play with to make that match doable. This time, this was better. I mean, Raquel knows how to fight, how to have a match. Mandy Rose knows how to have a match.
Mostly, yeah.
I'll give her this. Mandy Rose has worked a lot on not only her in-ring work, but also her facials when she's selling.
Yep, I agree.
There was a lot of good there. My favorite is having Mandy come out looking exactly as she does every week, except this time, she's wearing wings.
Yep.
She is just like that girl at your college dorm who goes out every weekend to party. And this weekend, she's a little different because it's Halloween, bitches.
This character is so boring. I don't care. Like, I don't know. Peak was like, she did fine when she was, the Sonya Deville feud, Otis stuff, funny, whatever. This does nothing for me because it doesn't. They've applied an identity to someone who can't take that identity and make it make sense. So I don't know. It's just not working for me. Toxic Attraction generally.
Well, Toxic Attraction is kind of outside of the demographic that they are expecting. You are outside of that demographic that they're expecting.
Oh yeah, I'm not a 13-year-old boy.
You're not. And at the end of the day, I mean, listen, we're going to see what happens with the thumbnail that we put up. It's very sexy. It's from WWE itself.
You needed to throw those little like side look emoji all over it. Just the big eyes.
Do.
You got to throw that in. Go edit it after the show.
We'll fix that. Yes, we will. And it's just, it's very much trying to do the sexual, the raw sex appeal look for NXT. That right now, if you're looking at the ratings, and I do look at ratings, but I don't harp on ratings. There was the numbers are going down, but like by 0.2 from like 58 to 57.8.
Yeah,
the average watching audience.
Okay, well, I'm more interested in what like Mandy Rose's social media numbers look like.
So that's
a better indicator.
But you're right, and that's the thing. It is much larger than say someone had compared her to Io Shirai's number. And the numbers are huge. The discrepancy is hundreds of thousands.
Woo.
It's big. It's
There's other stuff I don't know.
You can.
There's other stuff to watch, but whatever.
Yeah,
you can watch.
You cannot watch
like wrestling, I guess.
The wrestling, but you have to respect the marketing in this case.
Yeah, they're making. I'm not saying this is a bad decision. I'm just saying Mandy Rose doesn't do nothing for me, really.
There you go. Caleb says, I'm a 19-year-old boy and I love Toxic Attraction. Every night before bed, I watch Toxic Attraction matches. Only because I love wrestling, is what he says.
That's it. It's a cover.
It's a cover.
Fine. It's all good.
It's a 13-year-old boy's way to watch wrestling and get his rocks off while his mom's in the room and him not get in trouble. That's all it is. Remember when we were 13 years old and we're watching wrestling and it was the Attitude Era for us and there was shit on that screen that our parents would have looked at and been like,
wasn't a good wrestler. I'll tell you that
much. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. The hope here is that they become better wrestlers.
Yeah. I don't think it really matters one way or the other. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
So here's the thing that people are going to forget. Mandy Rose won the title, but she won it with a little bit of help from a returning Ghosts.
Spooky ghosts.
The
Which you know
spooky
what?
ghosts.
I know people were like a little. Some people were annoyed by this, but I don't mind. Like, I'm glad. I think we talked about this not needing the title. One of these matches, like I'm fine anytime they have like a women's blood feud match rather than it's about the title stuff. Use that so that you can get more matches on the card that aren't just around the title.
Yeah, and we did talk about Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez not needing a title, and you're right. This is a match that has a lot of potential to be a much more blood feud type of thing. Meanwhile, Mandy can go on and have matches against other women on the roster.
Anyone who isn't Zoe Stark. After
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you have next? You could do Indy Hartwell. I mean, Indy, they need to start doing something with Indy that's not a tag team. It shows that she's still young. So is Persia Parada. They're both in their early 20s and they're both trying to figure their characters out and also their wrestling styles out. So I don't know if they want to thrust them into the spotlight. EO is a good shout. I feel like you do EO, you're just going to the well too much.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want to see Mandy Rose beat EO.
I want to see Ivy Nile and Mandy Rose tear it up.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
It's gonna take a little time. But watch, it's gonna be Mandy Rose and like Lash Legend, and we're all gonna laugh. Or Lash Legend's gonna be an amazing wrestler, and we're all just gonna be like, holy shit, why? How? What's going on?
Know. It's hard to say. Sometimes the Performance Center just has, it just works for some people and it just makes other people so boring.
Yeah, exactly. Man, so that's the women's title match. What else did we miss from this thing? That's only the second hour. Holy crap. What do you think of Hayes and Trick going to the Gargano and Dexter Loomis house?
Whatever. It's not for me. It's for other people.
You didn't laugh at
it looked like
Miranda in the house?
He was just sitting there. He's like, my college.
Did somebody say Andre Chase? Nobody said.
No one said that. Which is like, I don't know. It looked like it was a lot of fun for the set decorator.
It was. It looked so good.
Yeah,
it was cute. It was funny. They did it last year. This time they put a little bit more. That's the thing with WWE. You can't just do it the same. It's got to be bigger or better.
Yeah.
And so they did it. It was cute. It was
whatever. Gargano and Loomis was funny. I like that bit. And it sets up the match. Again, weird time to set up a match. I think Cher, going back to what Cher says now, I think she had mentioned, please retire the zombie ref gimmick. Please retire the zombie ref gimmick.
It's true. I'm ready for that to go. When I saw it pop up, I'm like, come on, man.
It's not funny or interesting. It's barely a joke.
I like at the end how Gargano is just like, Dexter, your house is kind of weird. Next year, my place.
Best part of the whole thing, my opinion.
And then they're all in the back and they're all just giving their thumbs up, like you should on this video right now. If you're watching us live, go ahead, leave a thumbs up.
Weirdest part of that segment is Trick and Mello getting thirsty over the weird painting. I was like, okay,
but like, can you blame them?
I don't understand.
All right. My favorite thing, they keep bringing Chucky and Braun Breaker together. They want us to remind you of the time Chucky had some beef with Braun Breaker's father, Rick Breaker. So I enjoyed that a little bit. Almost got you through with a straight face.
Oh my God.
MSK and Imperium. I liked the match. I had a lot of fun watching it. I felt awful for MSK because this is the first week where they were not booed and they lost their tag titles.
Yeah, I don't know. They're getting done dirty. It feels really wrong. For a large part of the match, I was trying to decide whether or not Von Wagner was dressed up as Gangrel. And I don't think he was.
That's so much better. He should have just had random fangs in.
Because he had his hair slicked back and he was wearing the white button down that was a little bit frilly. And I couldn't tell, but then I saw he's just wearing jeans and I was like, oh, I guess not. That's just him.
He was Brad Pitt.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It was a good match. I really like that. Did you see the explanation some people have been floating around for MSK being booed?
Yeah, so I'll put it out there before anyone asks about it. The the whole thing was, I think it was Carter had said on socials that he's not the biggest fan of someone so
Children
young.
taking choke slams.
Yeah, children taking bumps, basically, children being
What a,
arrested.
what a rude take. What a
Right.
bad man suggesting that children shouldn't be assaulted while adults are signing off on it.
Problem was, the person in question happens to be a very influential and well-liked young woman.
Yeah,
Who would be in
you had
all of
mentioned
NXT
before.
shows.
I had to Google because I was like, who the hell is Izzy?
Yeah.
Because everyone was just referring to her by her first and only name, Izzy. And I was like, I don't know who the hell this is. So I Googled Izzy Wrestler, and to her credit, the SEO is good. And I was able to find her.
I
And
mean,
I was
look
like,
at her.
oh,
Her
it's a
name's Izzy.
literal child who, and the thing is, they're like, maybe children shouldn't take bumps. And apparently her very loving, caring, safe parents thought that was a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
Florida.
I have a lot of feelings about it. I try not to make them public only because I'm not her parents.
Yeah.
I don't agree with using your child as a potential moneymaker in your life. Child star parents have never really been the best parents, historically speaking. And I'm not going to speak to whether or not they push or pull her from the business that she's trying to be a part of. All I can say is I hope that whatever she does in wrestling is influenced by her wanting to be a part of wrestling and not by outside people trying to push her towards wrestling and having her burn out and be uncomfortable and shitty.
Like, here's the thing. Out of all of that, like, whatever. I'm not her parents. I don't care. It is insane to me that anyone would hold a grudge over such a benign statement. Like, but whatever. Which doesn't it doesn't feel like they're that level-headed. If this several years later they continue to care about and encourage people to boo very talented wrestlers, but whatever.
If there are people who are if there are people who are telling other audience members or influencing other audience members to do certain things because they disagree with something a wrestler said about their child
several years ago,
I don't like it.
That's insane. Like,
what I will say is that if it's true and she's training at Team Vision, that needs to stop, because the person in charge there is very much a registered sex offender.
Oh, good.
So we're not going to keep going here. Florida is right. That's all I want to talk about for that, because the match itself, I do not want to take away from MSK and the success they had in NXT. I also don't want to take away from the fact that they were cheered, and that actually, for the first time that I've noticed, NXT socials, they were tongue-in-cheek about it, but they put their full-on support behind MSK like that. They said, imagine booing this team. And that's right.
Exactly. They were tremendous and continue to be tremendous, and whatever. They don't have the NXT tag belts, but they don't need them.
Yeah. There are good people in Florida. I know y'all exist.
100%.
Please,
you're out there.
Rise up and take over the idiots, because it needs to stop.
They're very outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, we talk all this nice stuff about MSK, but here we are. Imperium are the new NXT tag champions.
And they won it in the most boring stipulation imaginable. Another lumberjack match.
So they do the lumberjack match, and my favorite part of the lumberjack match is looking around at everyone's costume and not paying attention to the match, because that's what you want from a lumberjack match.
Which was what it was. I spent a large part of it just trying to figure out whether or not Von Wagner was dressed up, and because some of them didn't seem like they were dressed up, many of them were. It was very confusing.
Someone in the chat, who the hell was the banana, and why did they choose to put the banana in the corner of the screen?
Like, all the time you saw him. It was frustrating.
The dumbest move you could it was Jeet Rama as a banana.
A banana.
So I was just thinking Jeet Rama as a banana. Kushida and Ikenjiro as the Creed brothers.
Yeah, saw that.
Duke Hudson as Hugh Hefner. We got that one. There was other random shit, but anyway, that's just funny. Jeet Rama as a banana. Sorry, that's never going to get old. The match itself is fine. They do a lot of flips. They do a lot of kicks, and I love it. Jeet Banana is right. Sorry, the chat. they get to one point where all the action is going on in the corner over by the announce desk. So Wesley goes over, takes everybody out. Okay. And then they do a spot with Nash Carter and Damian Eichner where he does a cutter off the top and nobody catches Nash Carter.
Splat.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, it was something.
And then the referee is like, everyone get out of here. They clear everyone out. And I'm like, wait, why are you getting rid of lumberjacks? The whole point of the match is lumberjacks.
It was all very dumb. Very, very dumb.
Yeah. All right. So they all brawl to the back. They get him out of there. And then Imperium wins the match. A little bit shocked, but
Yeah,
here's
a little
something
bit
to think about.
surprised, but
Something to think about. They're starting to talk about the leader of Imperium again a lot. They're talking about Walter. And that'll lead us into the main event. Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker. So going into the day, everybody was saying it's Braun Breaker's going to win.
yep,
Braun Breaker's
saw
going to win.
that.
Fightful Select put out the betting odds. Braun Breaker was going to win. Most of those odds were pretty close. They didn't get everything, but they had Braun Breaker winning. WrestleVotes put out a tweet about this starting the Braun Breaker era. Didn't specifically say Braun Breaker's winning the title. Had made hints towards Tommaso Ciampa starting to move towards main roster. So people, immediately said Braun Breaker's winning the title. That's it. Blah blah blah. Not the case. They have a very very competitive match, the two of them, and Ciampa is dressed as the thin blue. Sorry, Kratos. And
no. He's the thin blue line of defense against a pantheon of Greek and Norse gods.
Thank you. Much better than I would have put. Hey, Dan in the chat saying, who bets on wrestler? Dan saying, who bets on? You'd be surprised, pal.
There are absolutely betting lines every single pay-per-view, etc. Like if you go on any of them, you've got odds, you've got options. Most of them, they're like the payout is next to nothing because they're all sure things, and they got a line directly. Like whoever's doing the odds making there has a direct line to someone in WWE being like, yo, who's winning?
Sean Ross Sapp told a story after I think it was after Grand Slam or one of the pre-taped Rampage episodes. One of the betting companies sent out the odds for that Rampage that was already taped. And he was like, oh, I know the answer. I'm just going to put, I'll put $1 down on whatever, and I know who's going to win. So, that obviously did not go through. That bet did not happen. Sean Ross Sapp is not a millionaire because of that, at least.
Well, you're not going to become a millionaire unless you got $900,000 and are betting on those things.
So anyway, Chucky does get that one line, and on Breaker says, I sure hope being a loser doesn't run in the family.
Oh, Chucky. So much Chucky synergy in this.
And everyone took photos with him last night with Chucky.
I don't care.
Anyway.
It's great that they're using the Steiner identity without the Steiner name. Because he's very clearly just, who needs a new character? Be your papa.
Oh, actually, one thing that's worth pointing out, Eichner did a double fireman's carry to MSK last night. That was very good. Got to give him that.
Strong boy.
So the Breaker and Ciampa match is very, very fun. They're going ham on each other.
Loved it.
Nothing but good stuff. They go outside of the ring at one point and they rip up the floor. Going to do some stuff. And what do? They do a DDT spot on the floor.
A dry little DDT spot that I can't tell if then Breaker bladed or somehow actually hit his face off of a DDT. So good job, guys.
Regardless, look good. There was a Frankensteiner, so that they're paying homage.
They called it a Frankensteiner, everything.
They had a really, really good match, a lot of fun. Yeah. And eventually we have one more fairy tale ending, and Tommaso Ciampa retains the match in what was very good. The fact that Breaker bled and had such a good match and took some offense to the outside on concrete, that only built him up as stronger. So
I thought he was great. Like he really shined. He did a great job. Every single time I try to use this, maybe a word. Sean. Anyway, Braun Breaker's great. He's very good. I'm into it now. I get it.
Yeah, so that's going to be great. That's what they were talking about the Braun Breaker era. This is the beginning.
Very talented. Glad.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And
he Braun called Breaker himself a genetic freak. Yeah.
Called himself a genetic freak. So they're hinting at it. They want you to make the
it's
link.
The same thing. Like it's fine. I'm glad they're doing it because just keep passing down the Steiner identity. like
Sound like
the
his day.
patrilineal line of Steinerism, but
The Steinerisms. And they're using both Steiners for this.
yeah, they're merged. They're an amalgamation because
Again, Chucky
Rick
called him like
Rick didn't do much WWE stuff, did he?
he
It
did
was
none.
mostly
He did
yeah,
none.
exactly.
It was just Scott.
Whereas Big Papa Pump did, so of course they're going to lean on the one they actually have some claim to branding on.
Yeah, and that was so like Caleb in the chat is talking about putting Braun on a monster run, ending with Ciampa and beating Ciampa on the first real takeover that they have. And my feeling was always going into this match, Braun should not win. Breakker did not need to win this match.
There yet. No,
he's young. This was like his 4th match on NXT. This was an opportunity for him to be young, a little brash, cocky, and then the thing that cost him the match is being young and brash and cocky.
Yep.
It was fine. It was a good show, good match, good episode of NXT, in my opinion. Do you agree? Disagree?
I think it was mostly good. I don't think it's amazing. I like the Halloween stuff is just cringy to me. I don't.
Fair.
That's not working for me personally. I don't give a shit about Chucky and never will. I hate brand synergy. I hate branding like this. So I don't care. I don't want the crossover. So
see, I like that stuff.
Yeah,
I
lots
do
of
like
people
the
do.
crossover.
I'm not saying it's like a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't like it at all because I don't like Chucky as a franchise.
Yeah, and just like Caleb saying, like he kicked out of a Willow's Bell fairy tale ending with DDT on the concrete. So
yeah, I mean he's a bulldog of a man is what they're doing. Like they had the fan chants going, "Let's go Ciampa," and then his was just.
That works for me. It was so good stuff. I just like that. I like the synergy. I know you don't. I also like I like that they're starting to move away from the 1.0 versus 2.0 matches. They're going to start integrating more 2.0 2.0, and on top of it, the show was chaotic, but it wasn't the same chaos that you're used to.
It was better. Their breakneck pace this week was more controlled rather than just everyone crisscrossing on the entrance ramp.
Yeah, exactly. So and they had to because it was a big event type of thing. It was like their version of a takeover special,
which it does not feel like that at all. I will say it didn't. That to me it didn't feel like a takeover just because they changed a bunch of titles, like throwing in random shit with Joe Gacy takes that, like it undermines that a lot to me.
Well, that's why they didn't call it NXT Takeover Halloween Havoc. They just called it. It was a TV special. It's like a step below. It's like 1.5 versus 2.0. Anyway, well, next week they're going to do a tag team match. They're going to do Trick and Mello versus Dexter and Johnny. That's great.
Set up via the haunted house.
And they're going to do Cameron Grimes into the poker room with what's his face?
Did we drop? Are we drop the Cameron Grimes is looking for love thing? Did that just resolve?
I don't know.
It didn't come up again this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Duke Hudson's going to try and make him a thing. We'll see. I want Cameron Grimes.
We'll see. Maybe they just saw that. Oh, wait a minute, we're going the wrong way.
Poor Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
And Last Legend and Tony D, they're gonna work together. Huh? They're gonna be on the talk show. You looking forward to Tony D on Last Legends?
I'm just looking forward to Tony D being back on NXT.
He was there last night. He just wasn't super involved.
Exactly.
Hey, you slip anyone some money and you're gonna get what you want. Speaking of which, if you slip us a thumbs up on this video, then we'll give you a lot more content. Anyway,
so much more.
Let's talk about the Raw season premiere.
Sure. If you want to play into their nonsense.
Yes. I thought the season premiere was the draft. Turns out it's literally.
Yeah, it doesn't. Nothing.
That's stops. Right. Tony D'Angelo is on the bump next week. That's how you get people to watch the bump, by the way. You put Tony D on. You'll watch. You'll watch the bump. It's on before we go live. It's like required appointment viewing or something.
Definitely not going to watch it then.
Yeah, I don't watch it. Unless someone tells me there's something good, I go back and watch it. Anyway, Raw last night, 2 nights ago, I should say.
Yeah.
They do the season premiere. Sure, whatever. It's fine. What I do like about Raw this week, they did some fresh matchups. That main event was excellent.
That main event's so good. So good. Very good.
They retooled a few characters for better or worse. They're trying stuff, at least. I'll give them that. But they still can't help themselves with some of the rematches.
Yeah, they couldn't resist to just continuing the non progressing feud of Carmella versus Liv. That just kept going.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I
That's
don't.
all I can ask.
It's literally the same exact thing. They cut different promos that said the exact same thing, but like it's nothing. It's just nothing.
It's very strange. They open up with Big E. He does his little, happy promo, his I'm the champ promo. Gives shout out to the Astros for some reason. I know they're in Houston, but for some reason he shouts out the Astros. And then out come 4 guys who are new to Raw, but also all losers recently because they can't
All
win a match.
losers. Which is
I don't know. What are we doing?
I don't know. 3 of which are faces that would require at least like a month's worth of effort to turn. Like,
It was very strange. You get Ray, Balor, KO, and Seth. Seth is the only one that makes sense out of all this group, only because it's Seth and he's the only heel in the bunch. But he still just lost a major Hell in a Cell match and a blow off.
At least they made reference to it in program. And we're just like, Biggie was like, you just lost back of the line. And he's like, wow.
Very sad. Shout out to Big E, by the way, for not being the dumbass babyface champion. Got to give him that.
Yeah, he's not I'll take on all comers even if you don't deserve it guy. He's just like, no, step in the back. There's 30 other guys better than you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, those 3 other guys that are better than Seth come out and they're just like, here are my list of achievements. Please hire me to be your opponent, boss. Yeah, KO is just like, I won these titles too. Yeah, everyone's got their resumes out. Hire me. They're doing the Billy Kay thing, except there are no headshots. Anyway.
R.I.P. Billy Kay.
New Knockouts tag champs. Anyway, then Sonya makes it a ladder match. I didn't realize until midway through the show that it was a ladder match that they set up for that main event.
Great cut a promo. Anyway,
it shows how much I pay attention to Raw sometimes. Then they redo a match from SmackDown. They do Street Profits, Rude Ziggler, and Alpha Academy. But this is the one thing that I'm okay with. They did a thing where later on in the night, who would have thunk the winner of the match gets a tag title shot.
See, yeah, that's the thing. When I didn't realize that it was going to be the same night. Shows how much I pay attention to Raw.
Yeah, see, we're both really on top of this show.
Yeah.
That's really, really. I didn't care about the match because we've seen it before. We've seen it as a fatal 4-way.
Nothing interesting happened in it. Omos came out and Street Profits versus AJ and Omos.
If it leads to somebody becoming a number 1 contender for AJ and for Riddle and RKO, then fine. For RKO,
if it leads to the Street Profits becoming number 1 contender, then fine. I don't need to see them go right back to the same feud we just saw.
Problem is, what they keep doing with the Street Profits is they keep DQing them or doing absolutely nothing with them until they lose the tag title shot.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dan points out too that the graphics had a future tag title shot if they won the match, and then they said it was that night. So something changed because originally the promoted match, the original promoted match was AJ and Omos versus RK Bro, and then suddenly it changed to the triple threat that then the winner earns the Raw tag title match. I think AJ wasn't there, was he? He wasn't on Raw.
I didn't see him at all, so maybe he couldn't make something up.
I mean, listen, you just got back from Saudi, could have had some stuff going on. Hope he's okay. But regardless, he wasn't there. So that changed things up. That's fine. You know what? Rude and Ziggler winning was why.
It was fun. They had a good match. I enjoyed RK Bro versus Rude and Ziggler, even though the ending was never in question.
I mean, I should hope so. All 4 of those guys are polished veterans, which is like ridiculous to say. Half of that team had been wrestling cumulatively 30 years.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, tack on another 20 years. So yeah, there was a lot of experience in that ring. Zelina Vega. Can you do this?
Wow.
Whatever you're about to say, just do it all in a British accent.
Exactly. Well, no. I'll do it half in a British accent, well then returning to my normal pattern of speech and then back into a British accent. Is this a British accent? I don't think so.
That's a little more Irish than anything else.
More Irish? I don't know. It's bloody terrible. Whole thing was garbage.
Was
like why? What is she? What is she doing? What is this character like?
Well, she is your majesty.
I already hate it.
The one and only official queen of WWE.
Using the stupid scepter in that stupid Triple H sledgehammer way that isn't interesting and doesn't make me care. Like where you put your hand in front of the thing because God forbid you graze someone with your plastic scepter.
Hey man, all I'm saying is we could have had Queen Dewdrop, but no.
No, instead
Y'all
we had
wanted
Dewdrop
Zelina.
lose to her again for some reason.
Just saying, man, could have done better.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about that.
No,
I
it's
really have
garbage. It's
nothing.
a garbage segment. Took forever.
Big time Bex. This was a good segment. Big time Bex. Becky Lynch comes out. Bianca Belair comes out afterwards. But let's go. Starts off with Becky being like, everyone's cheering her, and she gets the heat back by saying, "Who do you want me to beat? Rhea Ripley? You like Rhea Ripley? I'ma beat her. Who do you want me
Liv
to beat?
Morgan?
Liv Morgan? You like Liv Morgan? I'ma beat her." And then meanwhile, out comes Bianca, and people are much more cheering for Bianca. So the pacing was right, the timing was right, and
Yep.
Bianca was a star performance for her
100%.
tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, she definitely stepped up. And then they did the beatdown with the kendo stick. What did you think?
I'm sick of kendo sticks, is what I think, but whatever. It was fine.
They make loud noises, Tim. That's good enough.
It's so dumb. I miss chairs.
She kept going to the small of the back the whole time.
She hit her in the butt a couple times.
Yeah,
like so to the point where she started guarding the small of her back, and then she smacked her. Like what?
Very
Couldn't
strange.
defend that. Yeah.
Anyway, they tried to do the whole get to the back of the line thing. This is something I was saying on Twitter, is that I don't like that they're just replaying the same post SummerSlam promo where Becky and Bianca was like, "Give me another title shot," and Becky would be like, "No," and then just walk out and that'd be it. This time they tried it again, and finally they're like, "You get your title match, but not tonight."
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll take that. And then they announced next week it's going to be Bianca and Becky, and it's going to have a non-finish because Bianca Belair can't get a friggin' finish to her matches.
No, she cannot. No wins, Bianca.
That's fine. I'll take this promo. It was fine. There you go. She hasn't won a match in 2 months. She hasn't factored into falls in matches in a little while, so we'll give her that. But man, they got to find some way to heat her up. That's not just giving a good promo. She's got to win some matches. They should have put her in the ring, done the jobber route, or at least had some like. Have her beat Zelina Vega. Have her beat somebody. Have her beat not Shayna.
Just whoop Carmella's ass some more.
Yeah, perfect. Have her whip Carmella's ass. And she could have been the one to be like, "Congratulations, Corey Graves." But instead, we had the other one. We had Liv Morgan do that. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Damian Priest and T-Bar. So
great match. Honestly,
great match.
Very frustrated with the non-finish. For why not finish this match?
Do you think that they're trying to do a Damian Priest duality of man gimmick,
where he's like a Jekyll and Hyde person?
Yeah, but they're gonna do the Aleister Black. They're gonna give him the no man is ever truly good, no man is ever truly
you
evil.
saw the bisected graphic for the entrance? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
And
Please tell
the one where he stands and he's got his arms down. And he's like, I can't do it. The frame is too tight.
Do you want me to put you in a one shot? Would that help?
No, screw it. Doesn't matter. Y'all seen it. Y'all watched Damian Priest's new entrance, which, okay. A lot of people probably just became very familiar with Damian Priest's music and entrance. And so they tricked themselves into liking it. Because like, if they changed this, I get it. Like looking at his entrance, it's been corny as shit the entire time. And I always hated it. Like that stupid bow. And then his weird flailing at the end is awful, has always been awful. Like it's never been good. And like, I was surprised when he moved up to the roster, and of all people, they didn't change his entrance because like he's a great wrestler, talented like orator, but his entrance was awful. Like I did not understand why they didn't tweak it, and then it's just like, oh, they were just trying to think of something better, and this was fine. I actually dig the metal music. His entrance is pretty understated with just that little pose, but whatever, it's still better than that stupid arrow.
Dan in the chat saying is a very disproportional response to a chair being thrown at you. Have you ever had an office chair thrown at you, Tim?
Yeah.
That shit hurts.
It's funny every time. It's funny though. That's not true. Like
remember when Braun Strowman did it to Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns is running across the ring? It's still funny.
It's always funny. Like it's just such a funny thing to have thrown at you. Like
Graves said that Priest's eyes look like pure hellfire. So yeah, they're trying for something.
Yeah, because he went into a rage. Like I guess they're just going to treat him like a barbarian, you know.
I know others have said it. I'm going to say it too. I hope that Damian Priest beats up T-Bar so bad that T-Bar comes back the next week without the mask or without the face paint and the done up and just says, "My name's Dominic Dijakovic. Hi."
Hi. They had very good chemistry. Like they were very good together in the ring. It's very frustrating that T-Bar is T-Bar.
I find it very interesting. Dijak is really good working with other big men.
Yeah.
And usually it's the big men are great working with the smaller guys. But in this case, Dijak, when he works Priest, it was great. When he worked Keith Lee, it was really good. But again, part of Dijak's problem but charm, depending on where you are on your wrestling, is that he loves to do flippy stuff. He loves to be he likes to overgo, his second gear is his first gear, basically.
Yeah, man. Like when he did that moonsault, I just thought like, ouch. That's ouch. Like it was it was well executed, but just that much weight coming down on you.
Yeah, could you imagine if they bring back Dijakovic and they do the Feast Your Eyes thing? They're gonna do something weird with that too. Feast Your Eyes was always a weird thing to me too, but anyway. Speaking of weird, Keith Bearcat Lee comes out.
So I finally decided to look up what the hell a bearcat even is. And it looks like a sick raccoon, like an ill raccoon. That's what it looks like.
There are people in the wrestling sphere who are much more equipped to talk about it than we are, but in the history of Bearcat Lee and what it means and how
and I know it's an homage, but like the actual animal of a bearcat is not very large.
Right. I understand that.
Well, I would assume there'd be an association. I guess it's because they're ferocious. But yeah, his entire identity is now growling.
And he doesn't growl well. He yells.
No, he's bad at it.
He's like a 10-year-old who's trying to do it.
Roar! It makes me think of that Canadian, like, I can make my thing sound effects. I can do a T-Rex.
Caillou?
No. Oh, God.
The other
finally canceled.
Good. Took long enough. He has a match with Cedric Alexander. Let's face it, match was fine, very quick, but here's the upside, Tim. I think this is leading to Bearcat Lee versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, could see that. I think that'd be very, very good. The match was actually really good. Like Cedric did a great job getting thrown around.
As he does, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, match was fine. And now they're going to do Shelton versus Bearcat Lee next week, I assume. And then the week after that, you'll have what's his face? You'll have Bobby Lashley show up. Yeah. That's fine by me. I could do that.
Your standard gauntlet. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What do you think of Dominic Mysterio being a total dick to Austin Theory because he wouldn't take a photo with his dad?
I thought that match wasn't great and the finish was garbage. Like
as is tradition.
Dominic did not take Austin's finisher well. And it was just like, oh, and that's the end of that. And then the ref was mad at Austin for taking a selfie. That's why.
The referee didn't want to take a selfie with them.
Like, why not? Just do it.
That shows favoritism, Tim. You can't do that.
Oh, I don't care.
They had the match. All these matches were like 2-3 minutes, by the way. It's kind of ridiculous, but this is what Raw does now. This is that's kind of classic Raw 2-3 minute matches, whatever.
Yeah, it's not abnormal for them at all.
Yeah. Raw tag titles, we talked about it already. It was Rude, Ziggler, Orton, Riddle. Good match, easy, whatever. A lot of wrestling, fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, it's a good match. I liked it, but
I do agree with the statement from Evan saying that Dom is
I agree with that too.
Less and less special. I think so. I also know that they need to find a way to make him special, and just being a dick around his dad is probably not the way to do it.
I'd like being his dad's son has run its course. Like because I don't know, in the ring he ain't, not yet anyway. So
everyone's just waiting for one to turn on the other, and we all know which one's going to turn on.
I don't want to watch that either, though. Like I don't care. I need Dom to have a noteworthy moveset before he gets to have a feud with his dad. Like it can't be poorly doing the 619. Like that is not enough.
Dominic Mysterio, I'm just letting you know, if you're watching, and I know you are because everyone's watching, behind me, I have one of your dad's masks. If you want to borrow it moving forward, I can let you have it.
Yeah.
You can borrow this mask.
Yeah, I think they just need to work on getting him his own identity in terms of like actual wrestling style, because like just doing the Eddie homage with the frog splash and the 619 is not enough.
I agree. I do like that Austin Theory kept doing all of the Eddie taunts. That to me was fun because it was just straight up stupid shit. I love that. I need that. Speaking of stupid shit, leave a thumbs up on the video. Hey, we had a 4-way match, fatal 4-way ladder match. Winner gets a nice little folio with a contract in it for a future title match. Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens
We already
so good.
talked
He's so
how
good.
good that match was.
Why is Kevin Owens so good?
One
Good
thing
man.
that KO will always do is give you a good match, regardless of where he is on the pecking order, regardless of where he is on his contract length. Does not matter. He will continue to work hard because he knows that he deserves to give the fans the best. And that was great.
I was every time while I was watching this match, I was just like, God, buying tickets for Raw is such a mystery bag purchase. Like,
Yes.
you can either end up with this or just absolutely nothing.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Do you want to watch the show and get nothing out of it? Do you want to just sit there and be like, oh, I could have done this at home?
Yeah.
Or do you want to, have maybe some good matches, maybe a title change, maybe something? I don't know. You're right. Grab bag. At least with SmackDown, it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
With Raw, you got to tack on main event tapings as well and the 3-hour Raw. Oh, no, thank you. Yeah, so we did talk about that earlier about the contenders match. It was a bunch of guys who just lost, therefore no one was important. Seth wins. If you're gonna have someone win, may as well have the heel win. Out of all the losers, I'm saying, get the heat, whatever, sure. But still, a lot of good spots in the match. I mean, listen, they brought out tables. They canceled the tables, ladders, and chairs pay-per-view. Gave you 2/3 back in this match.
Yeah,
fine by me.
Feels like every ladder match also includes tables now, and if it doesn't, it includes wooden ladders, which this one had one of those too, and the camera guy was not too quick. Like, it was just like, oh, yep, see, look at all that splintered wood.
And if you want splintered wood. Anyway, ladders snap in half, tables snap in half, people doing 619s, people being launched over the top ropes onto the ladders, people being power bombed onto tables, good stuff. Long main event. They did 20 plus minutes. Rollins wins, and then they do this weird, awkward thing where Biggie comes out, and like saunters and meets Seth, and Seth's like, "I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna have a match with you, and I'm gonna win." And then he does his backstage interview. Biggie's still out there,
and then they cut back to his face winning. And I was like,
they've done this before.
Why did they just end the show when Biggie walked out on the ramp and that's it? Like,
because they had to kill some time.
Oh my God! Just they should have just cut more to Biggie not knowing what to do with his arms while he watched the match, because he didn't know what to do with his arms.
He also didn't know how to watch this TV screen, Tim.
No, none of them though. None of them do though. That's, they're taught how to watch TV in the performance center, and it's to not watch the TV.
Yeah, watch it with his back
beside the TV.
That's right. The viewing angles on the TVs in WWE must be awful, because sometimes they find a way. Anyway, so that was Raw. It was like I said, it was a big mixed bag of a night. Some really good stuff, some really questionable stuff. The rematches keep happening, but at least they brought up some new stuff, tried some new character developments. I still want Raw to be better. I still want Raw to be watchable. But I'll
want Raw to be 2 hours.
I mean, at the end of the day, that'd be great. You know what? It's going to be 2 hours tonight. It's going to be AEW Dynamite. Let's get to a bit of a preview, and then we'll get out of here. We've got CM Punk making his Dynamite debut against the ace of the promotion, the Bobby Fish.
Yep.
Punk Fish tonight.
Punk Fish. That sounds like an actual fish, like a monkfish, but it's a punk fish.
Yeah. Fine by me. That's going to be a fun match. Anything you're looking forward to between those two? Maybe one tries to rip the beard off the other.
Again, being impressed by Bobby Fish.
We'll
see if I'm impressed by CM Punk. He's still regaining his steps, which he's admitted.
Why do you think he calls himself the infamous Bobby Fish?
And
without saying because of his role
because
in January
he's not
6th.
Terribly creative.
Yeah, he's definitely Dad Rock Fish.
Yeah, I mean, he's walking out to Danzig-esque music. So
yes. Do you sing the music with him whenever he comes out?
I don't know what the song is. Oh, there's woes. Of course there's the woes.
Of course there is. It's in the chorus. You're supposed to sing it.
Danzig.
He tells you he'll give you a reason, and then you're supposed to sing "Whoa" or whatever it is.
Yeah, he's not that over. Here's the thing: he's great in the ring. I've never heard him cut a promo that I've remembered. So
somewhere TK's in the back being like, "We got to get our money's worth for this music that we just acquired from Ring of Honor for way too much money." Everybody, we're gonna put Bobby Fish on every show. Is it
actually a Misfits song? Like, what is the
it's an ROH song. It's one that Red Dragon, him and Kyle O'Reilly were a team. The two of them used
who
together.
Did it? Who made the music?
It's a local thing.
Oh, he's also gone by the name Jerk Jackson. Comical. All right, continue.
So why is Bobby Fish infamous? That's the question we're asking.
There's not, again, I've never heard him speak. So
the only woes I sing is for Eddie Edwards. Oh, God bless that man. Impact #1 contender for the World Championship, Edward Edwards. Anyway, so that's Punk and Fish. Dark Order take on the Elite. I don't remember who from which teams are going to be teaming up, but it looks like it'll be that match. Are they going to dress up because of Halloween?
I hope not. Nope.
What would you dress up the Dark Order as?
The Elite.
Oh my God, does that mean the Elite dresses up as members of Dark Order?
Yes.
It's a swap match. What if Dark Order dressed up as the Toy Story characters?
Hey, whatever.
And who would the Elite dress up as?
I don't know. Who's Buzz Lightyear in that situation for you?
Reynolds. Nope. Johnny is Buzz. John Silver is Buzz Lightyear. And oh God, no, we're doing this. Buzz Lightyear is John Silver. Alex Reynolds is absolutely who's he? It's the cowboy whose name I forget.
Woody.
my brain is fried.
Evans hooked us up while we were waffling. This is what the match is: Bucks, Cole, and Omega versus Silver, Uno, Grayson, and Colt.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarves should be the Dark Order. That's perfect.
Yeah, that does sound great.
Oh my God. But you know what? The best part is the Snow White is not Anna Jay.
No.
It's John Silver.
It is John Silver.
Anyway, Dark Order versus the Elite. That should be fun. I'm sure they're going to dress up as something or do some sort of special entrance for it.
Some kind of shtick.
Why not? World title eliminator. You got Jon Moxley and Preston Vance. So that's going to be a thing.
Who's Preston Vance going to dress up
as? Sorry. Mox is going to beat the shit out of Preston Vance, and we're all going to be like, hey, man, that's absurd. You can't do that.
Don't be so mean to Preston Vance.
That's right. What did he ever do to you? That's fine. So Moxley moves on. TNT title match. Sammy Guevara. Sorry, you got to do the thing.
I burped. Hold on. Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara takes on All Ego Ethan Page. There are stakes to the match. If Sammy wins, they do American Top Team versus the Inner Circle at Full Gear. If All Ego Ethan Page wins, Inner Circle breaks up.
No, just Sammy Guevara can't be in the Inner Circle.
Thank you. I'm glad you saved that.
What the parameters of that are, I don't understand. The contract must be very complicated. Like, is there a restraining order? Are they not allowed within a certain number of feet? Can they still hang out outside of Dynamite? It's all very confusing, but we'll see. I'm hoping that Ethan Page wins.
Can Sammy go to Fozzy concerts?
Yeah, like if he pays, right? Like I don't know.
Does he have to sit at the back of the room because he has to keep 150 feet from Chris Jericho?
Can they interact online? Is that friendship?
Oh, that counts. I mean, that's kind of that's a gray area. And yeah, Sammy gets to pick the people from AT&T who will be in the match. I want
the smart man would from be Dan Lambert, and it's fine. The ones who can't wrestle, but no, he's going to be like Jorge Masvidal, Junior Dos Santos.
I want Kayla Harrison, who just said she hates wrestling. Anyway, so that's Guevara and Ego tonight. And the TBS title tournament, we've got Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida.
Round 2.
If you've heard this one before, that'll be at 9:23 Eastern. I'm sure this will be the match where Shida gets her 50th win, maybe.
I don't know. This could go either way. Very excited.
We discussed the idea of Shida going on a huge run and then taking on Jade in the finals, and it being a very good way to crown Jade or crown Shida. Fine by me.
I think crowning Shida would be fine here too, because we talked about that as an option.
I think everyone, that's right. Elliot's saying everyone should be keeping 100 feet away from a Fozzy concert. Maybe more if you can.
More.
Do you think Deeb or Sheeta? Who have you got?
Let's go optimistic. Let's go Sheeta.
Okay, fine by me. And everyone's favorite jerk off, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He's in action tonight. They haven't announced an opponent. Who is MJF going to beat? Is it going to be Fuego
Some
Dos?
scrub.
Fuego. It's going to be the other Fuego.
Yeah.
I think that's it for us. I think we got it. I think we did it.
Good.
We'll be back on Sunday at noon Eastern for another episode where we talk about Dynamite and Rampage, and we'll talk about Smackdown. And I think that's all that was going to go on this weekend that we'll talk about. Let's go to the exits. Tim, where can the kids find you on the internet?
They can find me at TimStoneP, TimbStonep on Twitter.
200 of you are now subscribed to this channel. Thank you. I hope that we get 200 more before the end of the year. That's ridiculous. It's not going to happen, but if it does, that'd be great. Tell your friends about us. We'd love to have them join us every single week here at timandjoelpod.com. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, noon Eastern. I am at Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. Ladies, gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, we will see you on Sunday, and enjoy Dynamite tonight and the rest of your wrestling week.